Salute. What's happening? Look, man, I got my boys with me. One, they gonna be interrupting. Yeah, I got my big boy, my little big boy. Oh, two. He jealous. He jealous. He jealous. They say bye. Go play. Okay, real quick video, man. Billy Joe Saunders versus Saul Canelo Alvarez is coming up this weekend. You dig? This fight is perfect. All the ingredients to have a tantalizing, you know, like on the stage, on the big stage, uh, world record, breaking records, massive amount of numbers of people, post pandemic, has all the perfect seasoning and ingredients, that undertone of, what I'm saying, the possibilities of a big upset. Billy Joe Saunders is a great for promotions. He has a great mouthpiece. What I'm saying? He has the style that's always, the boxer, puncher, the slick guy, the southpaw versus the orthodox, the Mexican come forward style versus this gypsy style of nomadic people that travel and pick up everything from everywhere. Got Tyson Fury backing up Billy Joe Saunders. He's hyping him up. There's only one Billy Joe Saunders. Even bringing in the element of the upset of Deontay Wilder via Tyson Fury. This fight has all the components of being biggest fight of 2021, hands down. Only to be compared to AJ versus Fury, which that just sounds like they're not even close to making that fight. And then the hypothetical fight that we all kind of, in my realm, we all kind of dreamed of, that has started to fade away to like the Back in the Future picture. Is like faded away completely down to the last little hand, maybe waving it goodbye. Is Errol Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, me personally, man, um, a lot of, to me, listening to Billy Joe Saunders doing the interview, the post, the press conference and everything, he's even being very uh, contrary. One minute he's super confident, the next minute he's saying it's not a big deal. Tyson Fury is echoing the same thing. One minute he's like, it's just a fight. The next minute he's like, this is the fight of his life. He's been working his whole life to get here since he was a kid. So when I look at Billy Joe Saunders, we don't know which Billy Joe Saunders we gonna get. It's like I said, he's the best world class champion fighters are best world class liars, and Billy Joe Saunders is very good liar. Some people get upset because Billy Joe Saunders, has popped dirty in the past. Same thing with the clenbuterol with Canelo Saul Alvarez. So some fans are turned off because of that. But to me, that's old news. It's water under the bridge, and it's boxing right now. Right now, this is the epitome of boxing, to see two guys come practically undefeated. You can say Canelo lost to Mayweather, without a shadow of a doubt, completely outclassed and outboxed and just beat 12 rounds. But then there's also the Larry London controversial fight, which I feel like Canelo did enough. Um, I just watched that fight last night again, and I seen in round 7, 8, 9, he just pulled away. Lara got off the game plan after he got a cut. He stopped working with the jab. He started being on his bicycle too much. Anyways, that's water under the bridge. Then I watched Billy Joe Saunders, man. And he had some terrible performances against Martin Murray, who came in on a straight line, didn't move his head, 38 years old, over the hill, lasted 12 rounds. Then I watched him fight against the other guy, Casero. Casero was an underdog coming in. That was like the KSI Logan Paul fight. Billy Joe Saunders was coming, trying to make a big splash, and what I'm saying, in the wave, grab as many of those fans that was coming to see YouTube fighters come. He was trying to grab all those fans. He came through expecting a huge night, and he got it in the 11th round. But before that, he was really getting worked. He looked terrible to me. He looked like a domestic level fighter, fighting against somebody that was. And I think honestly, Casero just got way too comfortable. When he sat down after the 10th round, he had a good round in the 10th round, sat down in the corner, started kissing everybody like the fight was over. So it's like pretty much he pulled his neck before his head was out of the guillotine. He basically pulled himself mentally out of the fight before the fight was over, got caught slipping, got knocked out. Got knocked down, got some vicious uppercuts, put him to sleep. Then I watched another fight with Billy Joe Saunders where he just didn't look that great. So, anyways, man, make this video short. We know, we all say, people say, I don't say it, I don't dig, I don't co-sign the fact that Canelo struggles with southpaws and slick boxers. The only person I ever seen him really have a hard time with was the guy he lost to. That's Floyd Money Mayweather, and that's TBE. Is Lori Londa, I felt like he did enough to win that fight. Okay, some people don't like the Triple G outcome, the first one especially. I was majorly pissed off with that because I thought that fight was going to be a draw. I was in Vegas for that fight, and I bet on Canelo, and it pissed me off. I almost didn't want to support Canelo after that because I was going to bet on the draw because I still wasn't too sure about what Triple G was going to bring to the table. But it ended up being a draw. I ended up losing my money, so that's that. I thought the draw was going to. I predicted the draw, and I didn't trust myself and didn't bet on myself. I didn't bet on that draw. Bet it on Canelo. Um, then the second fight, to me, Canelo came in new and improved, and he did what he had to do, and he beat Triple G. In my opinion, that's still some kind of little bit of controversy, but as far as I'm concerned, man, he came and improved. And that's what I see when Canelo fought against Mayweather. After that, he improved. When he fought against Austin Trout, he hurt Austin Trout bad in that fight. Improved. People don't like Canelo's career. They say he's prima donna. They say he has um, too many things go his way before a fight. The only fight I really never liked about Canelo, there's only two fights I really didn't. I really kind of look at Canelo sideways just a little bit. That was the Kovalev fight. I feel like they put Kovalev in a grown man. So he chose to fight that fight, but he coming off of a hard fight with Anthony Yard, didn't have a full camp, didn't get a time to let his body heal, caught the man slipping. I never gave Canelo full credit for beating up Sergey Kovalev. Look, man, there you go. That's you. Now get out of here, white boy. Um, and then the other fight, I don't give him. He fought Yildirim, and Yildirim, okay, was a mandatory. Get that out the way. That Caleb Smith fight, that was all heart. Caleb Smith was all heart. His corner was begging to stop that fight. He had heart. That dude kept fighting. He had all kind of advantages. Um, with the bigger man, longer jab, everything. Canelo just broke that man apart, busted his arm all off of his, busted his bicep off his arm, and the dude still was trying to fight. That's a tough fight. Canelo been in some wars. Billy Joe Saunders is tough and durable, but I don't think he moves as well as a Austin Trout or a Laurie Londa. Definitely not a Mayweather. But at the same time, Billy Joe Saunders does have his own style. He does have his own element, and I'm sure he's going to bring some things to the table that is going to possibly, especially with the mind games, possibly take Canelo a little while to adjust to. But I see that, like I said, Canelo is he's it's another day in the office. I don't see him taking Billy Joe Saunders lightly. The only way I can see Canelo really coming up short is if he just did anything to cut corners, leave some stones unturned, and didn't take this fight seriously, didn't look at his opposition as true opposition and look past him, and didn't look at all the elements that Billy Joe Saunders brings. But I think Canelo is a professional, and he has looked at this fighter, looked at Billy Joe Saunders, measured him, and did everything he has to do to be prepared for the predictable and the unpredictable, the known and the unknown. And I think if he just does what he does, you know what I'm saying, which is basically, boxing is his life. If he does everything he has to do, make all the adjustment he has to make, um, I don't see Canelo losing this fight. I think it's going to be a good fight with some ebbs and flows, but I really think Billy Joe Saunders. Um, I think Billy Joe Saunders is underestimating Canelo more than Canelo is underestimating Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying? I think Billy Joe Saunders is somewhat relying on him being able to fight up to that level of competition just based on his ability for his inner ill will, his inner willpower, and he's also kind of gambling a little bit on the fact that Canelo might might not take him so seriously, or that Canelo might get frustrated and he can come in and throw him off his game plan. But if he comes in the first couple of rounds, and I just don't think he's going to be able to get into Canelo's mind psychologically and start to play, you know what I'm saying, puppet master. I don't see him being able to do that with Canelo. I think Canelo is going to be in control of this fight. He's going to take ring generalship. I'm never going to act like I'm 100% right all the time. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I think Canelo is going to come in um, ready for whatever, ready to take care of business, ready to make adjustments, ready to establish ring generalship, and pretty much just outclass Billy Joe. I just think he's a few levels higher. I just think he's just going to be a better fighter. Um, he's going to bring more to the table. And when they say the best man win, I just think it's going to be the best man that wins that night. And I will put my money on Canelo. Saul Canelo Alvarez. But it's a great, great, great fight for boxing, period, point blank. Like I said, it has all the ingredients for a perfect recipe for an upset. And a bang and a firefighter barn burner. Um, I just don't see this fight turning out to being boring in any kind of form or fashion, and that's what's great about it. It's going to have all the elements. It's not going to be the quiet, what I'm saying, type of fights we've been watching for the last few months. It's going to be a full house, a crowd, and probably the biggest fight since the pandemic. So, you know, more power to Eddie Hearn and to Matchroom and to the Zone and all the boxing fans, man. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's a great fight. Let the best man win. This is Nocturnal Thoughts with my pick prediction. It hasn't really changed. It's not a big surprise, but I'm going with Saul Canelo Alvarez. And the only thing I hope for is after this fight, we're not hearing a whole bunch of, fake news and, you know, all the other stuff like paid to lose and Billy Joe Saunders wasn't a good fighter. Or I just don't want to hear no excuses from no camp. Even if Billy Joe Saunders pulls out this victory, if he pulls out this victory, I definitely don't want to hear any kind of excuses coming out of Canelo camp or no ring size or none of that. This should just be a fair fight to the best of the ability, even playing ground, best man win, and no excuses post fight, and no controversy post fight. Just clear cut winner. You know what I'm saying? No business with the judges going, array. Just let's a good proper fight. You dig what I'm saying? With a good proper ending, and whoever wins moves on to establish that what boxing is made of, which is talking about champions. Period, point blank. Nocturnal Thoughts. I'm out. Salute. Gone. Bye.